I'm going to hit record. So this year has been a little wonky in my opinion, from the 5 years I've experienced. But I noticed that some people are struggling on an income level and some people are killing it on an income level. And I'm like, where's the missing pieces? And I wanted to get Melissa on to share with you guys. And then I also wanted to kind of give you a couple pointers that I just got. And we are working on a little something for new coaches that we haven't really planned out yet, but I'm hearing that a lot of the top coaches actually do this. So I think this is going to be a really smart move. That a couple of the Star Diamonds we're gonna get together, and we were gonna get together and do this now. And then I shifted the change to, I think we need to talk about income and what Melissa exactly has been doing. So remember, first of all, I want to say she's been doing this for a year. Secondly, I want to say she did this pregnant with 2 other little guys and a husband who's not around that often. And third, what do I want to say you did? You were working full-time. That's what you were doing. So there's a lot that she's had to overcome, but she still has hit, is it SC10 for 12 months now? Or 18? Or, oh, you're muted. Sorry, hold on. Okay.
I've had 18 months of SC10.
18 months in SC10. She's only been around for a little over a year. Her husband is capping at Emerald, you guys, and I didn't even have Hal capping at Emerald a year in as a coach. And that's an extra 200, 250, give or take the week that you can have in your bank account if you really listen to what she's been doing and take action on it. And I want you to feel free to throw some questions down here, because I feel like you guys might have a couple okay, how did you get there so fast? What did you do? And I'm not saying you need to speed it, but she did some things that were smart that has the husband making an extra 200, 250 a week. And I think all of you would love that, right? Like nothing like another extra 200 and 250 coming from a second business center, whether it's your second business center from being 2-star or whether it's your husband's, right? Or your wife's, if John's on here or any other guys are on here. So we are kind of shifting this call. I guess we're going to open up to the team because it is kind of good for a team to hear this. Also, people who are stuck and are like, what the heck is this girl doing? So I wanted Melissa, I don't even know if you, are you ready? You want to share your?
Yeah.
Okay.
Sorry, I plan on having him be asleep, but that didn't work out so well. So we're going to do the meeting with Zane. Yes, as Lindsay said, I started in January of 2015, and so I think I'm at 19 months right now. When I first started, I was teaching during the day. I taught online, and then I also tutored on the side, just because I wasn't getting any income raises or anything like that. So I was doing all those little extras. And so in the beginning, obviously, it was very difficult. I had 2 little boys. My husband is a varsity football coach. And so that means August through November, he's gone 12 to 14 hours a day. During the summertime, he has camps, and they're just gone a lot. And so I had to figure out how to juggle everything. I got pregnant with Zane a couple months after I started, so I've either been pregnant or nursing the entire time as well. So I've had to kind of figure out how to juggle this with another job and children and everything like that. So I already told Lindsay I'm in a little tough love mood today because everybody keeps asking me how it's happening. And right now I'm at SC25 and I think I'll end probably at 27 or 30 because I have a couple more that are going through. But it doesn't just fall in your lap. And so I have to work for it. And it's not like, oh man, she just gets SC25. And no, I'm not just hanging out. You have to be strategic in your plans, and you have to be strategic in your time, because in the beginning, I only had maybe an hour a day. And that hour a day maybe was at 10 o'clock at night, but that's when I had to do it. I gave up sleep so that I could stay home. I knew that I wanted to stay home in a year, and I knew I had an income goal that I had to make. And so that's the first thing that the reason it is going so well is because I'm working those times. I'm doing those vital behaviors. I'm not letting the excuse of not feeling well while pregnant or not having the energy or having things come up. Like, you post and you show up every single day. Like, fake it till you make it. I understand that life is busy, but if this is your goal and this is your priority, you're gonna make it happen. And so I'm not the type that I'm trying to be okay with people's excuses, because I know that sometimes that happens, but try not to let life get in the way. And by that, I mean you're gonna have to give up that TV show, to figure out everything that you love so much that's taking your time. Get rid of all the games on your phone. I was like a huge phone game person, and I had to take them off, because if I have 5 minutes, I'm messaging. If I have 5 minutes, I'm doing something else. And so that's what I first want to encourage you is use your little pockets. When I had 8-minute passing periods at school, and so one of them, I would go to the bathroom because I had to. The other ones, I was writing messages or posting, doing something for my business, because those little, high schoolers, they can't be unwatched. So you have to be with them all the time. And so just writing out your day. And to be honest with you, I was better about my schedule when I was working full time and had all those million things, because I knew I had to get that hour in a day. Now, like last night, I was up till 11:30 because I was like, oh, dang it. The day got away from me, and I still have to do some personal development. I still have to get some messages out. I hadn't finished everything I wanted to from my early morning work. And nap time didn't work out. And so I stayed up late, and this guy's up at 4:30. So I'm running on fumes today, but it's not going to stop me. So the volume is, I figured it out. I'm very much a numbers person, and I knew that I needed that extra bit of income. And my husband had given me a goal in order to stay home, and so I knew that I needed him to be getting cycle bonuses in order to make it work. So he was my second coach signed up, and if you have not signed up your spouse or significant other, I highly suggest doing that because it's free money. And so he was my second one. Now, you're going to watch a million videos that say, place them on your weak leg, place them on your strong leg, place them on your weak leg. I went back and forth for the 72 hours. He moved like 3 times. Literally, the only reason he ended up where he was because I hit my limit, and but it ended up being perfect. He is currently on my strong leg. It doesn't matter really where they are, because I would be still treating him the exact same way as I am. I am letting everybody else build his strong leg, just like you would for anybody. And I place all of my personally sponsored coaches below his. And so let me finish signing in. But he only has 3 coaches. He has 2 on one side and then 1 on the other. And that's because I need to make sure and hold his emerald, because when he loses it, I'm in big trouble. Like, I lose, $200, $250, which is significant amount of money that we count on. And so I make sure to make sure that I have, like, my mother-in-law's on one side, and then I have a couple others on the other side that have proven to be very committed Shakeology customers. One of my ladies didn't become a discount coach until recently, and she's been a customer for like 8 months. And so I knew she was not going to drop off, but I keep placing coaches on that leg just to keep it active. So is it okay if I share my screen and kind of show his business center? Okay, let's see. Share my screen. Okay. So I'm at the top, and he's just right down here. Here's my husband. So he's literally, here's my first PS, and here's my second one. So he's right there. And so he is on my strong leg, and I only have 1 coach on his outside leg. That is it, and it's my mother-in-law. The rest is being built by other people, and then all of my personally sponsored coaches are going on his inside leg. And so you can see this is my personally sponsored coach, and if I keep going down, they're going to be my personally sponsored, or my sponsors, personally sponsored. And so he has, I mean, a good amount of coaches that are starting to build underneath him. And you can see that they're building programs, and I'm not having to do anything except place my people below him, which I would be doing anyways. I have to put people on that leg anyways, so I might as well be placing coaches that can help both of our businesses. Now, what's great about this is that you can, like, I'm keeping my legs even, and I am getting volume on his inside leg. So we're double dipping. They're helping my cycle bonus, and they're helping his, because it's just counting the volume that is going to be on that weak leg. And then everybody else from Smash Nation is building his other leg. And so that is where I'm really finding that, and I was placing a lot more personally sponsored coaches in there for a long time. I had a call with corporate, and they said, okay, now that he's close to capping, start building your weak leg. And so, because I was going to put him to diamond, and they said it's got to cap at $250 a week and to build my other side. And so you have to be super strategic in this and figure out kind of where the balance is. And in the next month or two, he's on the goal to turn to diamond, because I don't want to keep losing money. If you don't know, once you hit that $250, if you don't have, like, the money's just gone. Like, you don't get it. So there does come a point where he needs to rank advance. But since I'm going for elite, I have some other point goals that I have to focus on. But whatever side your spouse is on, you are going to build that inside leg, because you are the only one that is going to build that inside leg, or your coaches that are in there. Just like any inside leg, that person is responsible for it. And so when you are placing, I just have the automatic placement set. I actually don't do automatic placement. I'm crazy and make sure I do it all myself. And so all I do is when I'm ready to sponsor a coach on his side, I'll just go and select it. And then, sorry, it's really low down here. He has probably 30 coaches below him that I haven't had to do all of the work, which is nice, because now my coaches are building and I'm growing that for him. So I would just come in here, select it, and I'm always on the outside leg, always on the outside, and then I would say yes. I need one on the other, so I'm not going to hit it there. But when you're kind of playing this game, if you were to look at, I'm so sorry, you could see there were tons and tons of coaches below him. But if you actually look at him, where is he acting? He only has 3 coaches, just 3 of his own. And so he doesn't have a lot of personally sponsored, but he's making a lot of volume because of how I'm strategically placing people. And so when you say your PS, they're signing up with, yes. When I say my PS, sorry about that, they are my personally sponsored. They are being signed up under my coach ID, and I'm placing them under his leg. So he does not get new coaches under his coach ID. I send them my link, and I just do my set placement. A lot of times we leave it to automatic placement, and the automatic placement just goes to the outside leg. And so I'm just deciding where they need to go, because I'm still going right, left, and keeping my legs even. But instead of going on the outside on my left, I go on his inside. Does that make sense? It's kind of, it's a little bit confusing, but so that is how I have been close to. I either cap him or get really. His income is between $200 and $250 a week, and so that's $800 to $1,000 a month, which is a significant increase in our income. And so I know that a lot of times, like for my first year, when I was trying to figure this all out, I was excited when I made, $250 to $300 a week working my butt off. And now he's just giving it by osmosis, I guess you could say. I'm sorry about the cranky baby.
You're okay. You're good. I think that sometimes it's good. So I learned this late, guys, and then I talked about it, and then I didn't, and then I did, and I think that when I talked about it, Melissa caught on, because when I saw her post about her husband capping, I was like, whoa, what did you do? And it was so cool. I'm like, oh my gosh, she listened. So like, I think it's important to understand that like you drive this thing like none other. And I think she has more tips to share here in a minute about like how our coaches, because one of the things that I'll add to this is the way to become a six-figure earner based off the leadership ladder, the way to become a six-figure earner is you're looking for 5 leaders under you who want this as bad as you do, if not more. That's what you're looking for. And I'm not going to say that they're diamonds. You want to get them to diamond because that'll get you to the 5-star diamond. But not every diamond is going to kill it, if you will. They're not going to, some people hit diamond and they just stay there. Or some people just stop getting Success Club. And you'll never understand. But it just is what it is. So just to add to that, let's talk about Melissa having people on her team who actually want it as bad as she does. And I think that's hopefully your next tip. But we have a lot of questions too. You have to do that with the genealogy. Yeah, just what she did, Ashton, just go. So like you would go in to the weak leg area and you'd click on the blue person and then it'll pop up a box that says, are you sure you want to place here? And you say, okay. And then you sign them up in your, so here's what I did with Hal is once I got my second, which I'm sure I'm guessing you're going to do this. I got my second business center and I did the same thing. I placed it in Hal's weak leg but it's sponsored by me. And then I built that guy out, to 2-star diamond for now. Is that 2-star? It'll grow more. And that's why he sees ridiculous income. And he was only emerald. And then I was losing money. Like she's, potentially I was losing hundreds of dollars. And Doug Moss is like, you need to make him a diamond, okay? And that's hard because you want to be elite. You don't want to hand anybody over. But like when you're leaving that kind of cash on the table, like you don't want to leave that cash on the table. All right, so I'm gonna let's talk about.
Well, I can answer those quick questions really quick. For the contacting, you said the contacting. One of them said, why do you not sponsor them under him? And the reason I don't sponsor them under him is because I want those points. I want because with Elite you need to have building coaches and they need to be hitting Success Club and stuff like that. And they need to be doing volume. And so since Elite is my goal, I had talked to corporate and they said, you keep every business builder for yourself at this point in your business. Keep him where he is capping, close to capping, because it's worth more to you in the long run to have them personally sponsored under me, but on his weak leg. And so I am such a numbers person. So I watched a million videos when I first started this and asked Lindsay and Jackie 1,000 questions about where to place people because I wanted this, I wanted to know as much as possible. So I just started paying attention to some placement stuff. And so I just want to rank advance myself. And that's what I was, do you want to rank advance your own level? Yes. And I know that sounds like, well, why? Because 5-star Elite is worth more to our family than him being diamond. Just because of some bonuses that could go through that, some perks that come through with that, just having that as being able to tell people that that's your elite team. My team deserves that. And so I just want to make sure that they, that we're getting that. And a diamond under his leg is giving him volume, and a diamond that's been personally sponsored by me under his leg is going to be just as beneficial financially for us. He doesn't care about the rank or anything like that. He has no idea even his sign-in login number. And so that's just what I do. Let's see. Yes, and my second CBC will be going under his weak leg. That one is definitely. I think, did I answer all the questions? I think so.
So to recap, before we move on, yes, you're making me laugh. You want to be in the week, and don't worry that you're not giving them a awesome leg because you're still building in there. So they're going to see something anyways because you're still building in there. So yes, I would be wherever you're seeing money left on the table. I would be now. Let's take a step back. Some of you guys are not diamond yet, so that's first. You can't play this game until you're a solid diamond because you'll cap at 250 and this will be pointless. You have to be, your rank has to match, otherwise you're going to cap. Okay, so first things, I was like 8-star diamond when I figured this out. So let's talk about how much more awesome placement I could have. But let me tell you, this jumped me over $1,000 a week learning this technique of over a year and a half ago, or I think it was a year and a half. Right when you came in, I think is when I learned this technique, something like that. And that really helped. So yes, you guys should be, if that's the leg you're placing on, you should be consistently placing in their weak leg. So if, let's just hypothetically say all your spouses are on the right leg. Let's just throw it out there. We'll say right for now.
Should we say weak is strong? Because right is left is everybody's different. Should we say weak leg, strong leg?
Oh yeah. Some of you have a strong left, some of you have a strong right. Okay. There's two different things going on here. So you probably already have your spouses placed at this point. So it's totally fine. You're good. Whether you place them on weak or strong, volume's going to grow. So you're good. Don't worry about it. I've heard the strong could be better just because then you just have to throw 2 coaches under them and then start placing, and they'll have all that volume there already. I've also heard weak is good because you can control pumping weak leg volume. So you got to really be smart, and most of you already have your spouses signed up. So moving forward from that, yes, you can be placing every single new PS coach under that weak leg. And I would put my second CBC under there because your spouse will start seeing, hundreds of dollars a week, and you'll be like, this is great, because maybe your business makes $500 a week. Now you're going to make $700 a week capping, or maybe your business makes $500, $1,000, whatever, and now your spouse is seeing $500 a week because of what you did, because you're double dipping. So you've got $1,500 a week. So you can see how this can, now you still have to do the hard work. This isn't saying, but if you do placement very strategically, moving forward from here, been there, because like I got people that I could have done this with. I do things with my third CBC where I place all coaches in that weak leg, but they're still on the other side, if that makes sense. So then that business center is seeing more volume. Anyways, we're going to move on. I think you got all the questions right.
I'll be right back.
We do have a video. It's super simple. Let me see. It's so simple how to do this, you guys, once you figure it out. Mine is, my CBC is really big. I don't think it's open right now. But yeah, we can make a quick video, but I think I have a video that I had made. I'll have to look. But you go my downline, my business, my downline, graphical genealogy. Let me see if I can just screen share this. Oh, I'm in the wrong business center. That's okay. I'm in one of my other business centers. Hold on a second. Let's see if I can screen share my. Hold on. Don't look at my hot mess in the background, people. Okay, can you guys see that? I don't know if you can someone, Melissa, say yes if you can see my background. Yeah. Okay. All right, so here is this is my third business center. So here is just for example, we'll use Crystal as an example. So what Crystal wants to do is she would want to take Brian. Here's Brian. So Brian's on this leg, right? He's got all these coaches coming down. So if she starts to place in here, she would just pick one of these blue guys. And it would say, this has been changed, and she'd click OK. Or if I wanted to start placing in there for whatever reason, I would do the same thing. I would click the blue guy. It's that simple. And then you say, okay. And then you just have them, use your coach ID. And then once they sign up, they're going to go and they're going to get placed right there. It's that easy. Does that make sense? That makes sense? You just keep doing it over and over and over and over, every new coach. Okay. All right, so let's talk about your next step. You can come back on.
Okay. Now, the next thing you want me to talk about is getting my working coaches, correct?
So, yeah. So first we talked about using your pockets of time. Then we talked about signing the spouse and how important that can be because, again, leaving money on the table. Making sure you're pushing the diamond because that's leaving money on the table as well because you could cap and then this is a pointless call for you. And then next you need leaders, which I said you want 5 working people. And of course you want more, but let's just give you a concrete number. 5 leaders. So what is she doing and what has she done to get where she's at that she's like killing it with the elite points and these guys are all building. She's going to pop 2-3 stars, something crazy like that real soon.
Yeah. So it took me I went to Diamond in like 90 days or less. Like Diamond was, I think a lot of people tend to think Diamond is this like far off goal, but it really is like a mindset. Like I just had to, I decided that April was going to be my Diamond month. I started the end of January and I just thought April is good because it's the birthstone's Diamond. So I said, bam, that's what I'm going to do. And so I had a very shaky Diamond in the beginning, but I made sure that I was going Emerald, meaning adding 2 coaches all the time to keep me even. And one of my emeralds that popped was my husband because I knew that I could control that business center and I needed to make sure that it happened. But the leaders and the business builders didn't really start happening until probably, I think it was like August, September-ish is when it started to. When I came back from Summit, I kind of like quit for a bit. I still got SC10. I say quit for a bit, meaning I was, I can't do this. I told Jackie I'm going to quit. And she said, no, you're not. And I even told her again this August I was going to quit. And she said, no, you're not. My after Summit low just did get me every time. But anyways, and so the thing that shifted for that was I was afraid to talk about where I was going because I wasn't making enough of an income to be like, join my team. That's what I felt. I felt if people knew I was making $300 a week, they'd be like, forget it. Like, I'm not going to be working for $300 a week. And then I started thinking about what I can pay with for $300 a week and really started thinking like, I'm going to quit in March. I'm going to quit my job. So I need to start acting like that. And I really started investing in myself and personal development and joining something that, an academy that would like boost my confidence. So I started talking to those types of people. And how I say talking to them is I'm started talking to them in my posts. I'm sharing what Beachbody is doing for me. Like we got to go to Legoland last summer because of Beachbody. And we were just going to go to San Diego and just hang out. But because I had made some extra money, we got to take the boys to Legoland. And I recorded their faces as we pulled up and shared how because of this business, I was able to do this. And as a teacher, we just didn't have the money to do that before. And I actually caught some coaches because they weren't looking at wanting to quit their job. Not everybody wants to quit their job at the beginning, but they saw that they were able to go on an extra vacation and do those things for their kids. And so I started finding people like me who just wanted to earn extra money. That was my original goal, just earn some extra money. And so I found them in my Getting Started Right calls. Each time when I was talking to them, I'd be like, now SC5 is what the company says is your goal, but I never go below 10. That's just my non-negotiable is SC10. And a lot of my coaches were like, well, she's doing 10, I'm doing 10. Like, I'm not going to not get 10. And so that's a lot of my coaches get in that 8, 10, 12, 14 range because I'm showing them that that is a non-negotiable. And if you want to build your business and you want to help people, then why would you help 3 people instead of 5? And so I think that just by showing them each and every day that this is how it's going to be, I'm not going, I mean, I think it was June. I was sitting at 2 points, I think at like June 20th. I was freaking out because I was getting nothing. And I was like, I cannot not get 10. And I ended with like 18 or 19. So like, I just knew that I couldn't not be the leader on my team and show them that. And so what I do is I'm posting little tips and tricks that I see. I'm in personal development, whether it's in my ear or reading a book. And I tell them that. And I tell them, like, if somebody, when I reach out to them and say, hey, what are you struggling with this week? And they tell me something, I go find a video for them to listen to. Because I don't like the excuse of there's just not enough time. It's my son's school. Can I hold on 1 second?
Okay. So I want to read something to you guys since you had a call. This just posted on the wall and it's in front of me, so I'm going to read it anyways while she talks on the phone. So we had Scotty Hobbs in Arizona a couple weeks ago, and he was in town because Brigida is his coach. He signed her up, right? So if you think about that, let's just use them for example. So like, he signed her up, he got her started, he set the example because did you know, I don't know if you knew this, but when Lindsay Matway signed him up, she never told him about SC5. The only thing he knew was SC10. He didn't know SC5 because she never told him. She said, you have to hit SC10 because he had a goal. I want to get my wife home. I want to make an extra $10,000 a year. And she said, okay, well, we have to get SC10 every month. And when he went to do the SC10 legend thing or whatever, back at Summit, there was like 10 people back there years back. And he was like, why is nobody back here? And she was like, he didn't realize, like, not everybody hits this. Like, he thought that was the norm. So anyways, that said, Brigida just posted this because he was in town for our Super Saturday. So he came and he spoke. If you want to hear his story, just search the team page because we went live in the team page while he spoke. But the coaches with Brigida's team and him, like his team, they had a separate dinner at some point during that weekend. And one of the coaches was struggling with recruiting. And this was the conversation that went down, and I'll just share it to maybe if it helps you if you're struggling. The coach said that she is really great at challenge groups, but she struggles to recruit. And so he said, let me ask you a few questions. If somebody follows our meal plans, uses Shakeology, and works out 30 minutes a day, will their life improve? If somebody takes 10 to 15 minutes a day to improve their mind through personal development books, will their life be better? If somebody takes a couple minutes out of their day to recognize and lift up others, will their life be better? I'm sure your response to each question was yes, for everyone. Well, what do those 4 questions remind you of? Sounds like a lot of the 4 vital behaviors. So if those behaviors will improve someone's life, who then deserves the opportunity to be a coach? Everyone, right? I think it's so easy to think everyone needs to be a business builder earning a 6-figure income, or everyone doing this has to retire their spouse and walk across the stage. This isn't the only picture of success. I strongly feel everyone's life is better for being a coach. And please don't discredit what a couple $100 will do for a family. I, for one, was ecstatic to think that there was a possibility of earning $500 from home to help with the bills. Spread the love. Don't discredit this opportunity. Anyways, is she off?
Yes, sorry. I'm so sorry.
That's okay. I was just sharing a little tip from the wall.
But yeah, so when I talk to them, I tell them, that's just my goal. I have found that people are not always just like me and want to go full force. And so I meet them where they're at. I have like 3 to 5, I have like 5 or 6 really, really strong girls right now that are just, head down, going for it. And so for them, I do what they need. My people who are wanting to take this slow, you meet them where they're at. And so I don't pester them, but I do check in with them and make sure that they're doing their 4 vitals. And in the beginning, when I first started my team page, I'm not going to lie, it was like me and Leanne. She would respond We were just hanging out. And as the time went on, I think that I just pretended. I saw some, just record your calls and pretend people are on. And so that's what I've been like trying to do, is just pretend like everybody's watching, and they actually are. And so when I go through and I see them, if I have a good post and I'm like, guys, this is getting a lot of traction, I share it with them and I tell them that they should try this too, or to share their story. Because I know that for me, the thing I struggled with most was I didn't want people to think I was weird, because I'm super introverted. I'm not an introvert, but on the computer, I'm just like, I don't want to share my life with anybody. But the more I thought about why is this business, why do I want to do this business, and I'm afraid to share it with other people. I am not afraid to invite people to a challenge group. I mean, not at all. I sit down, and my frog that I have to eat every morning is to send invites. And by that, it's eat that frog, that book, and it says, do the thing you hate the most in the beginning of the day, and your day will only get better. So I will sit there and stare at my computer because I don't want to invite people to this business. And I had to sit down and ask myself why. And because this business has completely changed my life, physically, emotionally, financially. And so I think that because my attitude has changed and shifted, my team has caught wind of that, and they're starting to, they're recognizing their fears. I'm afraid of this, and so we talk about it and say, all right, let's see, why are we afraid of this? And I've been really trying to accept that model and telling my people, those people out there that are being rude, they don't pay the bills. And so you can't worry about that one person. I actually have somebody in my life that has, for a while, kept me from posting a lot on Instagram. And I'm like, why do I care what she thinks? I want to grow my Instagram business. And so I have a heart for these people who need to lose weight. I've never been overweight in my life. I've been very athletic. I wasn't healthy, but I wasn't overweight. And I just have a huge heart to get those people. And I'm finding that instead of trying to make them coaches in the beginning, I get them healthy first. And so I think that when they see the results and they see that I truly care about them, they start sharing it organically. And they're just so excited that they just lost 50 pounds and they just can't wait to tell everybody. And then they're like, oh, so-and-so wants to join your challenge group. And I say, why don't you run it with me? Why don't you take the commission? And so a lot of times when my coaches first start out, whether they're discount or not, if they bring somebody, especially my discounts, I send my discounts their ID number. Because as soon as they get that $40 commission, they're like, what? I got $40? And I'm like, yeah, you got $40. And they start seeing that just because they were sharing, that it was easy. And then I say in my groups, I watch them as they're posting. And a lot of times in my challenge groups, I say, okay, today's assignment is to share a recipe that you just found that you love on this, or share your workout selfie or something. So that way they're kind of starting to do the vital behaviors on their own. And then I'm like, see, you're already doing what you're supposed to. Just like every other coach tells you that's what they do. I'm just watching and learning and applying. I do not like excuses because I feel that everybody is busy. Everybody has a reason. And everybody, there's something that could come up. Yes, I do need that extra hour of sleep because my child wakes up 3 times a night. But what's more important right now is that I build that income so I can bring my family to Disneyland. The boys, that's on their dream board. And so that keeps me awake at night so that I don't want to, or that gets me out of bed at 5:30 in the morning when I'm staring at my clock saying, I could hit snooze 3 more times. But you really have to find your why and help your coaches find their why. Because some of my coaches, they have no desire to replace their income because they're already at home, or they love their job, but their why is something different. And so I'm having to kind of connect with them. Some of them are not motivated by numbers. Some of them are not motivated by rank. They're motivated by the income. And so, for me, the only reason I want to be that 5-star elite coach is so that I can, or income-wise, helping build my coaches' Like if I'm 5-star elite, that means that I'm helping my coaches build businesses. I am terrified to walk across the stage. I actually missed it this year, and I was a little bit relieved because I just don't, I'm not like that. But I want, that means I'm helping more people, and it's just so exciting for me to see that. And if any of you have watched anything from Alyssa Shoemaker, she says that she never wanted to build a team. She just wanted to help people. And when I first started, I was like, I'm going to give it 100% because that's my personality. But I just liked the people, and I like the interaction with them. And there's nothing like having a challenger say that their lives have been changed because of you, and then you help them become a coach, and then their lives have even changed more because you weren't afraid to talk to them about it. And so I think that the reason I'm getting these coaches is because I'm putting myself out there and I'm talking. It took me almost a full year to find my avatar. I'm not going to lie. Every time everybody said do the avatar thing, I was like, I sit down on the paper and stare. But it is so important to do this. And I had 100 conversations with Jackie about, I don't know what type of coach I want. I don't know what type of person I am. And so she would sit there and be like, well, you're a teacher. I was like, yeah, mom of boys, football wife. And so I just started thinking about like what attracted me to Jackie and why I wanted to do it, and so that I could talk to my people. And so my posts are, when I'm talking to them, I'm talking to moms who, mainly teachers a lot, or moms who are wanting to stay home. They're tired of leaving their kids. They want to be able to take their family on vacations. They're tired of missing out. And so that's a lot of my posts. Before is like, I can't wait till I don't have to miss out. And now I'm so excited I don't have to miss out anymore because I'm there. And when I talk to those people, those are the people message me and be like, that's what I want. And so on all my sneak peeks, I never say this is easy. I always tell them that I work and I work hard for it. And I think a lot of people think when you're on Facebook and that's your job, that this is just fun and games. And it is, but I mean, you wouldn't just close your doors and not have the restaurant open and expect people to come back the next day. It takes time for people to trust you. And this month, I think of my 13 people who have joined, I think 8 of them I've been talking to for at least 6 months. And so it's not a sprint. Like some people are going to take a full year to say yes. And I don't know if it's because I took a full year to say yes, that I have more patience with people. But if you just keep that in the back of your mind, that your everyday activities is what's going to do it. And so at the end of the day, you have to ask yourself, would I have fired myself if I was the boss, which you are, and did my efforts show that I should grow my business? And if your activities did not grow your business, then you need to reevaluate and try again tomorrow. Because I think that it's easy to not do stuff. And I don't send messages every single day, like invites. And so, but I do have specific days that I do it on. So my invites for challenge groups are like on Mondays. I do follow-ups on Tuesdays. And I kind of split those types of things out. And so I would rather send 10 or 15 invites on Monday and not have to send invites the 3 more days that week, so that I can be interacting in groups or working on stuff. But just having a plan and a schedule is what has helped with being a mom and a teacher and everything. And so I think that people seeing that I had to do this with a crazy schedule, they're able to relate to you. And so don't try to paint it as sunshines and rainbows, because you're going to get sunshines and rainbows coaches. And then when it's not, they're going to quit. And so when you say, I stayed up late, I got up early, I did this, I worked during nap time instead of taking a nap or watching a show, and then you're going to recruit those types of people. Because when I was talking about how much fun it was, I was getting those coaches that wanted to have fun, which is fine, but they are not the ones that are building my business. So yes. How often do you have team calls and post on your team page? I was posting daily in my team page. I was trying to do more team calls, but I'm finding that like with Jackie and Lindsay, when they have like special speakers, I don't want to overwhelm my team with more team calls, and I'd rather group up. And so like we'll do a little, hey, I'm going to jump on whoever can join. If it's like questions, talking. I reach out to my coaches each week just to check in with them. But I know that everybody's busy, and so I try to make sure, and I announce like Smash's call and Next Level's call, just so that way we can make sure that they're on the call, and I'm on the call, or I'm listening to the recording and then saying, hey, listen to this. This is what I got out of it, and we talk about it. But I just post every day, 1, 2, 3 times, and now people are starting to talk to me. But it was just, me and like 3 or 4 coaches, and now there's like 32 of them in there, which I know it's not huge, but it's enough that we're starting to really have, questions, and other people are posting. They feel open enough to ask questions, and I like that and share. So, what are your go-to favorite videos? I send a lot of people. I don't have I watch a lot of videos. I watch a lot of Alyssa Shoemaker. I watch a lot of Lindsay Matway, and I like her story because she has came from nothing and all of this, and how she came about it. And I do a lot of the top coaches. I will Melanie Mitro, because she's a mom who was busy and figured it out. But a lot of times I just am constantly, I follow I think 15 coaches on my YouTube channel, and I listen to them while I'm folding laundry, and then if it's good, I share it. If it's, I don't share every video because, people are busy and they need to, I want to make sure that that it's something that I know that they're struggling with. And so I will post, what are we struggling with, or message them, hey, you've been quiet lately, how can I help you?
So I think with the avatar, I've been talking to Andrea Crowder. If you guys didn't know, she's coming to Scottsdale, which is super exciting. So she's driving up over during her self-care month. Anyways, she says that she actually reviews her avatar every 6 months to a year, and it was kind of a eye-opener to me, because I was like, oh, that's interesting. I just kept talking to the same person. But she actually has reviewed her avatar, and it's pretty much the same, but the one thing that does stand out in the challenge, of course, with finding people like that is patience, being okay with working hard, because it's going to come with this. Understanding this is fun, but it's hard work. It's worth every ounce that you give to it. It's worth every loss of sleep. Coming into this 5 years now, I'm every move I've made has been 100% worth it for everything we've been able to do. And just being okay with saying that, because the fun people do come in and they're like, this isn't fun anymore, I'm out. And they don't want to, they don't endure and persevere through. And that is tied to a why as well. And you might get exhausted from, I've been trying to pull this person and pull them and pull them and pull them. And it's I don't want to do this. I want people who want to run with me. So, it's good to, review your avatar. Really, really sit down and review it. And Melissa, or you have other tips, Melissa, or is that all you got?
I don't know.
So I did get, I'm getting access to a couple new things from some coaches. So I'm going to look into some stuff, but that's it. I think it's important to know that, what you're doing has worked to get you to where you're at. If you've done Success Club and stuff, you just have to look at tweaking things as you move forward. Tweaking challenge systems. Wow, I don't know what that is. At her door. Tweaking challenge groups, tweaking systems. There we go. And remembering, I think if you focus on looking for those 5 leaders, and then developing them, and you'll know who they are. I mean, they're going to be the ones that run with you. They're going to be the ones that are hitting Success Club. They're going to be in, they're going to be plugged in, and they're going to keep going with you, and they may want it more than you do, work harder than you do. And that's good. So that's kind of a measure for you. It also kind of will bring you to that 5-star level. And with that, a 6-figure incomes will become back. So, how bad, I guess visualizing that Disney trip is really smart too for her, because it's keeping her awake at night. And, visualizing, maybe you want a team retreat of your own, or maybe you want, I don't know, whatever, there's those things. So,
I was going to say, I think that the most important thing is that you can't expect your coaches to do more than what you would do. And so, I've always seen that, Jackie's always overseas, but she's up at 3 o'clock in the morning to talk to me if I need her to. And so, you have to know that they're going to take a cue from you. And if you're not showing up, then they're not going to. And so I think that they do. So when you're I don't understand why I'm not doing the Success Club, but you're not sending your messages. It's obvious. So if you're not posting 3 times a day, that's the easiest thing. And I always tell my coaches that if you can't get a message sent out that day, you better post 3 times a day. Because if you're not doing that, people are going to get uninterested in you if you're not showing up. I went camping for 2 days or 3 days over 4th of July, and we always have Wi-Fi, and I didn't this time. And I was freaking out because I had never gone a single day without posting, and I had to go 2 days without posting. And I was going into town, trying to get something out, because I knew that people, they're watching you, and I didn't want my coaches to think that I was just taking a leave. So you have to do what you expect them to do. And so I want them to be getting SC10, not for my benefit, because I know that helping 5 people is better than helping 3. And I know that their business will grow faster and they'll see better results if they're doing that. And I show that reverse engineering with all my coaches and tell them where you want to be in a year. And Jackie just started a group for some of us that we picked our goal, and now we're going to hold each other accountable and send that exact amount of invites, send that, talk to those conversations, and just lay out. I know that not all of you are numbers people, and that's okay, but you still have to treat it like a business, and you still have to know that if you don't show up, it's not going to happen. I know that the months that I was a little bit lax in the beginning, I'm going crazy at the end. And so I don't like that feeling. When I wake up on September 1st, I will have a panic attack because it will go back to 0. And I have a panic attack every first of the month because it's at 0 and I can't handle it. And so until I get to that 5 marker, I'm stressed out. And my husband's like, have you ever gone a month without getting your points? No. He's like, then calm down. I was like, I can't calm down. I have to get my points. And so if I don't want my coaches to wait until the 30th of the month. And so I try to be at 10 by the 10th. And if I'm not, I'm at least at 5. And so I think that them taking cues from you is going to be huge. But if you're letting those excuses build up, they're going to let excuses build up. I literally worked out every single day of my pregnancy because that was my job. I was on maternity, or I was not allowed to work out for 10 weeks fully because of having a C-section and being my 3rd one, and I didn't miss Success Club a single time because I had built my business during that time and was still showing up. So even if you have an injury, you can't let that be your excuse. And that's why I don't like excuses, because I was bedridden and I couldn't do anything. But you better believe I was posting, I was sharing recipes, I was sharing things that I could share about being healthy, sharing my transformations of my customers while I was snuggling the little baby, and trying to be patient during healing. But you have to show up, and that is probably the number one thing, is show up without an excuse. So.
Well, thank you for sharing. We're going to re-record this so you can pass it along to your coaches that you feel need to hear this, because I think when you realize, oh, wow, I can really make some good money not do, you know, there's hard work, but there's also some very smart strategy behind bringing in an extra $200 a week. Ain't so bad, right? I mean, everyone could use that. And so we recorded this. We're going to share this. I want to just encourage you guys to really go after this health bet and all the specials. The one tip that I can give you that I shared yesterday was focus on one thing. Some of the girls I chat with, my newer coaches will be like, well, I'm over here and I'm going to do the on-demand. I'm like, oh, that's like going to the, you know, for example, a menu on a restaurant that's just too much. Like, what do I order? There's too much here. Oh my God, I don't want to eat here. Think about it like that. So I want you to focus on the health bet. I want you to focus on, you know, a program or two that you want people to be a part of with you, Country Heat or 21 Day Fix. I want you to remember 21 Day Fix is not 21 days. It needs to be longer, because that's another challenge you're going to face is they're going to get in it for 21 days and they may bounce away. So make sure you're looking at people that are going to commit to really, you know, like, this isn't going to happen in 21 days. We're going to need to do a couple rounds. Like, that was a tip I got from corporate that I'm just passing along. But the health bet is 10 days away. So we got to get orders in, help your coaches get orders in, help your inactive coaches, shoot them a voice text and be like, hey, do you want to be a part of this? Let's get you some Shakeology. Let's get an order in. We'll get you a part of this health bet. That's a great way to check in with them on their health and fitness goals and get them back excited about being a coach. And then get your orders in and get ready, because it's coming September 5th. And I don't know that it'll ever come again. And this is pretty cool. I think I saw it's at $1.4 million right now. So it needs to go higher. The more challenge packs that we sell, the higher it'll go for people. And we don't really know who's going to actually do the efforts. Sounds like, you know, people say they're going to do it. We'll see. We'll see what happens. How many are going to actually commit and actually log in? And they might the first week or two, but we'll see. We'll see. We'll see how this goes. Maybe it's going to be a big cut. Maybe it's going to be a little. We don't know. But so don't promise them anything crazy, because it could be $5. We don't really know. It could be 50. It could be 500. I don't know. But I would keep your focus on that right now, for sure, until it launches, and then move your focus to maybe recruiting or something. I don't know. Just an idea for you. All right. Thank you for sharing. I totally threw this together after an idea came to my head yesterday I don't even know where it came from, but it came, and I appreciate Melissa jumping on and doing this. And I hope it was helpful for you guys, eye-opening, that you can do some really cool things with your business and jump that income up while you continue to go, but you have to drive that bus. So I'll post this recording up. This was really cool. And if the Star Diamonds want to stay on for a minute, I'd love to chat about an upcoming idea. I see Natanya. Yeah. Okay. The rest of you, bye. I'm going to stop recording now.